Greetings, 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 kings and queens. Welcome to Essential Therapy Wellness Center. Thank you so much for tuning in on this wonderful day. Hope all is well. Sending you love and light, prosperity, abundance, and all that good stuff. Um, today's talk is about get your passport. Passport has its privileges. Um, in the last couple of days, I just really been seeing a lot of that's going on in social media. Not that I really get engulfed in those types of things, but my spirit was just like, let me just be encouraging to those that don't feel like this is a necessity. First of all, it's 2025, kings and queens. We need to be able to have the liberty and the freedom to move about, especially in today's climate. I'm not saying that we're here to run away from our issues, our problems, the things that's going on around us, but I will tell you that it's better to have something and not need it than to need it and not have it. Amen, somebody. So I'm just here to tell you that if you don't have a passport in 2025, my encouragement to you is that you obtain one. Even if you feel like you don't need it right now, let it be something that you have to your disposal, at least. It doesn't have to be it could be for business, it could be for leisure, it could be personal, whatever the case may be. But like I said, I feel the need to encourage everyone. I've told so many people over the years, get your passport. Get your passport. Not that I feel like the US of A is not a good place to be, but I'm gonna tell you that living in Jamaica, we have had the opportunity to escape some of those microaggressions. Yes, we have a whole nother other set of things going on that we have to adjust and adapt to, but certain things we don't have to deal with. And what's funny is there's other countries that know just as much, if not more, about what's going on in our government, in our legislator, in our Congress, and in the laws that's going. They follow this stuff. And yeah, I want you to simplify your life in 2025. We have now just completed a full month in January, the first month in the new year of 2025, this new cycle of new beginnings. And I'm just strongly telling you that I just feel the need to share um the importance or the if you don't feel like it's an importance, that's fine. To each his own. For somebody, they keep saying, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. And you're missing out on opportunities. I shouldn't say you're missing out on opportunities because I don't believe in FOMO. However, there may be opportunities that you want to take part in that because you don't have this document that is available to you by following some simple steps. Okay, it doesn't cost a whole lot. Even if you get it expedited, it doesn't cost a whole lot. If we think about how many times we eat out in a week, if we think about the frivolous things that we spend our money on, this is a one-time fee to renew every 10 years for something that you'll always have at your disposal. And I encourage you, even if you feel like you don't need it, to have the liberty to be able to leave a place, if not just for a little while, if just for a sabbatical. It has its privileges. It has its privileges. Okay. So I hope that this message is encouraging for someone. We are starting to do retreats, Essential Therapy Wellness Center. We're planning our first retreat right now. The tentative dates are August 28th, I believe, to September 1st. It's a 4-day weekend, if you will. Let me make sure the dates as I'm spitting them out. Yes. August 28th to September 1st. Okay, our first one here on Montego Bay. It's a wellness retreat. If you're looking for a place to escape and get away, we won't indoctrinate with a lot of activities, but we do have some very intentional activities and excursions that would just continue to help enrich you. Okay, so if you're looking for that, if you're looking for a place to just be, not be bothered, if you want to look for a place to just cut off your phone for a while, this is the place, and more details will be coming to you soon, okay? But look out for it because more than likely it's going to be displayed on Eventbrite. We're only able to accommodate 7 to 10 people. And that's inclusive of if there's a couple, that's two right there. So please consider it. Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. Free chicken for Essential Therapy Wellness Center, and it's going to be a good time. This is something that we've been wanting to manifest, and it's now here. The time is nigh. Since we've been here, when we first got here in last March, and of course we've been back and forth to the state since. We've been talking about the things that we can do here to enrich ourselves, enrich the people that are feeling led to come and be a part of the collective, and to just retreat yourself, to rejuvenate the place within. So there'll be more information about that, but you've heard it here first. August 28th to September 1st is going to be the first retreat here in Montego Bay, for Essential Therapy Wellness Center. Okay, we a part of our vision is that we're wellness centered without walls, and so this time it's in Montego Bay, which is now our home, or our second home, I should say. But we plan on doing them all over the world, because people that have not traveled before, we need to kind of get there. You know what I'm saying? Some people feel like there's no need. They're fine where they are, and that's not who I'm talking to. But for those that are intrigued and encouraged and have the desire to want to get out and see what else is there, meet other people from other countries. Sorry, I got something on my screen and it's bugging me. Meet people from other countries, get to mix and mingle so that we can have a broader view of how to understand each other as a human race is very important. And the passport allows you to do that. Okay, yes, the US of A is a melting pot. However, there are so many places abroad that are just beautiful, just to sit there and behold the land, the greenery, the flowers, the natural habitat, the herbs, you know what I'm saying? And being able to heal yourself, all of the things that we got going on, it's majority because of environment. Okay? It doesn't say that you have to leave a country to get there, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you do have to move away from your comfort zone in order to heal yourself and expand your horizons, get a well-rounded view, get an appreciation. Let's say that. And I've been fortunate. For those of you that don't know, I'm retired military. I've lived all over the world. I've visited all over the world. I've lived in Germany twice for 3 years each time. I've lived in Korea twice for a year each time. I've visited Uganda. Now we're here in Jamaica. I've been to China. Like, there's places, Thailand. Where else have I been? Iraq and Afghanistan, if you want to count that. But even that was an experience, you know? So I just feel like this is the year to do that. This is the year to get out of your comfort zone and explore. It's fine. We've been talking about exploring within ourselves. But part of that is being able to just expound and relate to other people, other cultures. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's time to stretch. It's time to stretch. It's time to expand in 2025. And so as we close out this first month in 2025, I just stopped by to encourage you. I just stopped by to encourage you. Someone, hate to sound like church, but under the sound of my voice, has been really thinking about this very thing. And then you have to ask yourself, other than the lack of desire, if you have a desire to do something and you're not doing it, then it probably is a need for exploration. It's probably a need for exploration. I'm not talking to the people that don't have a desire to do the things I'm speaking about. I'm talking about the people that have a desire, and for whatever reason, there's still a level of hesitation, reservation, fear, even, I'll say, even fear. Why is this block? Okay, it's gone. Even fear. And we talked about not allowing fear to allow us to miss out on opportunities that the divine has for us. It's just a level of stepping out on faith and believing that the ground is going to develop one step at a time. You ever been thinking about something or even someone, and then all of a sudden they pop up? Or if you've been thinking about something, or you might even see a vision, sometimes the divine will allow you to have a vision, and then you see that very thing play out in front of you for the second time. Some of us call it deja vu. It's really your spirit having traveled there, and then when you go and revisit it to a place of consciousness where you're aware that you were there before, that is the divine trying to get your attention. That's your divine trying to unction you in some way. And a lot of us ignore that unction. And I want to encourage you not to ignore that unction. We may not be able to know all the ins and outs, the A through the Z. We might not know that, but that's where, again, our time with the divine, our time with ourselves, spending time in meditation. We've been writing in journals for years. And I now I need to say this because I just had this talk. We've been writing it down. We've been planning it out, but now it's execution time on some things. However, this resonates for you, this message, now it's execution time. We've been planning long enough. And sometimes we stay in a planning state just so we don't have to execute. And it doesn't have to be perfect all the time. Some things we're going to learn along the way. There's always these little cul-de-sacs or forks in the roads that will teach us, oh, okay, I had to make a pit stop here. I say this all the time. I say it all the time. And believe you me, I'm taking my own advice. Is it we have a fear of the unknown in that, and I feel like on a level that's human nature. But we can't live there. We can't live in just that. We live in we rudiment about it in here, but we don't ever let it come out. And I know timing is about everything. I'm not trying to take away the timing or however the divine has led you. But there's been so many opportunities, if we be honest with ourselves, that we've been presented and we just chosen. We felt like we didn't fit the bill or things weren't to perfection. But practice. I'm not even gonna say practice makes perfect. Practice makes practice. Practice makes progress. Let's say that. Practice makes progress. And so go out and get your passport. Go out and get your passport. And we just got back from the gym, so I just showered and but I just felt like this message was so, so important that someone needs to hear this. And feel free to comment in the comment box. I mean, you can go on, just like we researched the latest concerts or the tickets, and we spend all of this time doing things that I'm not going to say it's not profiting for us. It's things that we desire. But there's other things we desire that seem so insurmountable, so consuming. And then we just kind of get stuck at square one or two. And then we do enough to just say we tried. And if you're honest with yourself and you're laying down with yourself, then you know that you didn't give it your all. You didn't give it 100%. Back to my passport conversation. Passport has its privileges. You have to ask yourself in today's climate why so many other countries are allowing those of us that don't organically live there to come. Yes, it is partially to build their economic system or what have you, but you got to give something to get something. You know what I'm saying? However that resonates. I pause. You got to give something to get something, right? But you just got to make sure that what you're getting is going to be worth your while as well. There's a reciprocation that can happen. And that's part of my reason and my husband's reason for why we wanted to live in Jamaica. Was anything wrong with where we were? Not in its totality. This is not a choice that we're trying to push to everyone. But for those that have the desire to do so and just haven't, this is just encouragement. It's just a gentle nudge from the universe, from divine, to let you know that you can try this out. We cross so many people in our day to day that are from where we're from. And then when they find out we live here and they're so intrigued, and this a conversation starter for sure. And we tell them, like, if you are able to work remote, if you're retired, if you can find a way to have your skill set transfer here and benefit the economy here and the people and the culture, it's beautiful. It's not for everybody. Jamaica may not be for y'all. Whoever, maybe it's Panama, maybe it's Cuba, maybe it's New Zealand, there's all kind of Africa, wherever it's calling you. But for us, we have our number of reasons for why we chose Jamaica. For one, it's close enough to the States so that if we need to get back home, to be with family, friends, or whatever, it's a plane ride away. For the plane ride over here is just as much or just as long as a plane ride in, around, and within the United States. So distance is not too much of a barrier, but you'd be surprised what the 2 hour flight does, how it changes your whole atmosphere. It does. But people always ask, like, you live here? Yeah, yeah, we do. And people compliment, they think it's such a brave move. And I agree, it is a brave move. And I try not to downcast the fact that it is a brave move. But I've been in the military for over 20 and a half years and I've lived abroad. So to me, for me, it wasn't a big, big shock to be able to live in another country. Um, and thank God I have a husband or a spouse. I have a spouse that is really down, you know what I'm saying? Seeing we saw the benefit in it. And then are we gonna be here forever? Maybe, maybe not. You know? I know a lot of us are concerned about our family members, and I understand that as well. And this is partially the reason why we chose to move here versus somewhere a little bit more distant. But the good thing is we'd be able to travel from here to wherever, in some of these countries, especially if you get a CARICOM passport. And for those of you that have descendants of like a Caribbean island, you're definitely eligible to apply for a CARICOM. I think I'm saying that the right way. A CARICOM passport where they have 15 other Caribbean islands that are in, a compact so that you don't even have to continue to apply for a visa. You can be there and live as long as you want to. You're able to work. We've just applied for permanent residency. That's going to be another talk. But before permanent residency, you actually get a temporary residency so that it can go through the channels of making you a permanent resident. We don't desire to vote here. It's just, because we want to be able to not have to do the back and forth thing every 90 days. If you want to try it out for 90 days, kings and queens, you are definitely able to do so, especially those of you that work from home, or even if you're an entrepreneur, some of you need a break. Even if you don't come for a whole 3 months, you can come for a whole month. Get an Airbnb, all inclusive, and just be. It's easier than we think. It's so much easier than we think. And now having done it myself, ourselves, we can speak to it. It's easier than you think, and you have the best of both worlds. You want to go back home and visit your family and friends, you can. As a matter of fact, this next week I'm going to visit my godson in Chicago. He's graduating, and we'll be there to witness that. Then I'm going back for clinicals when I do my nurse practitioner clinicals, um, practicum. So there's liberty, and I just want to encourage you again. There's privilege and passport. This I'm gonna tell y'all something. There is something. Every 4 years, there is a heightenedness in the atmosphere. And I kept listening to that song by Kendrick Lamar, It's Gonna Be All Right. The name of the song is All Right. And he has a tour coming up and we're going. But I'm like, we're gonna be all right. You just gotta find your workaround, family. You just gotta find your workaround and what works for you and your dynamic. Okay? Because the truth of the matter is, it's some things are going down. Some adjustments are being made. And I know we want to pin it all on one person who I not need not to be named out my mouth. We want to pull it all on one person, but this is the way the world has been shifting for years, for eons. We're just seeing another change of the guard, and the tide is coming up. Hear me when I say, and when my intuition tells me something, I do my bestest to follow it. I do my bestest to follow it, even if it doesn't make sense to the people around me. You have to listen to your intuition. And I'm here to tell you, if you're listening to me and this is resonating with you, give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe because there's going to be more videos. And I know that we get on here and we feel like we hear all of these conspiracy theorists and take it for what it's worth. But not everybody that's been seeing something has been wrong. Not everyone that's been telling you, like, or advising or sharing what they're feeling has been wrong. Because if you're tapped in, tuned in, if you're tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to the things of the spirit, you'll have insight to what's going on in this earth realm. You will. You definitely will. So get your passport. Because I'm telling you, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And you best believe when there's something that's going on, things are going to get tight. Availability is going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Getting your passport is not that hard of a process. Some of us wake up on Black Friday, which I don't know why. We wake up on Black Friday and we stand in lines to get a discount, which ain't nothing but tax that you're going to end up paying back. Hello, bars. Ain't nothing but tax that you're going to end up paying back 3 times over. 3 times over. So believe me when I say it has its privileges. It has its privileges. Some of you right now are having businesses that can be international. International. Fashion, international. Services, international. Products, international. Someone is needing to be encouraged, and I'm here to do it on this fine day. This last day in January of 2025, I'm here to do it for you. My sister, my brother, my kings, my queens, my tribe. I'm here to do it for you. It's 2025. We gotta, when we say that we're trying to stay woke, that's not just something we put in air quotes. That is truly, truly, truly. We gotta get tapped in. We gotta get tapped in. And when I say tapped in, I'm not talking about tapped into the social structure. Yes, be wise. Be wise, be vigilant, but don't be overcome. Don't succumb. Don't get submerged in the foolishness. Watch just enough to know what's going on and to bear witness to what your spirit has been telling you all along. But sometimes we have to understand what's the parallel, what's the contrast. Why am I feeling this way? And if you're not aware, then you won't have that lock and key thing to help you out. But when you tap in and you see, this is why. You ever went somewhere, did something, you like, ooh, something told me. That something is your inner compass. That something is God, your spirit, allowing you to be alerted in some way to let you know you have to adjust. You have to move your feet. You have to shut this down. Like there's a time and place for everything. Shut down social media for a little bit. Or get off your phones. Stop update the group chat. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying. To everything, there's a time and a season, and for everything, we should exercise a limit of amount of discretion and awareness. Absolutely. But it's 2025, and I'm here to tell you, if you don't have a passport, you need to get you a passport. A lot of people say, "Yeah, I have a passport. Just gotta get it renewed." Get it renewed, kings and queens. If that's all it takes, then you do it. Let's do it. Let's not put it off. Once it's done, it's done. It's in the mail. And let it be a surprise that when it come back to you, right? But don't sell yourself short. Expand, expand, expand. Enlarge your territory in 2025. Maybe sometimes I gotta say these things like that you're used to hearing in church for you to grab your attention. But nevertheless, I'm saying the same things and they're meaning the same thing. Okay, however it resonates, if that's what grabs your attention, enlarge your territory. Because there's nowhere that your feet can't tread. There's nowhere your feet can't tread and you won't be blessed and abundant. Because who you are is what is reflected back to you on the outside of you. I believe in karma. I believe in good energy. I believe in frequency. I believe in all of that. And I can tell you that nowhere I've ever been, do I have to be aware? Absolutely. But I believe I'm divinely protected. And I put a shield around me, my family, my friends every single day. Even when I see the numbers, if I see 12, 12, 2, 2, 2, if I see 11, 11, 1, 1, 1, 11, whatever, if nothing more, let that be a prompting to just give thanks and gratitude and protection all around you and your family. Okay, people think that's woo woo, but everything God made is good. Everything God made is good. We just have to remember that we are the alchemist. God that lives on the inside. I don't know why people get freaked out when you say that you are when your faith is so crazy. When your faith is so crazy and people look at you like you crazy because you are aware, you have the evidence. I have the evidence of what the divine has done for me and the ones I love. And even perfect strangers that come up and tell me all their business. And thank God they trust me with their deepest, darkest secrets, some of it, and don't know me. But I know it's the God in me that lets them know that I am trustworthy. That what you say and what you tell me stays right here. And I mean you no harm, nothing but good, nothing but love. And that's what right now this time is about. This time is about love above all. But love for yourself is first and foremost because you can't give what you don't have. I say that all of the time. You can't give what you don't have, and you don't pour from an empty cup. So as you make your way to the application to do your passport, kings and queens, remember this is your right. This is your right. This is your privilege. You know what I mean? It's meant for you to explore in these next coming seasons. For some of us, it's different reasons, and that's okay. For some of us, we're led to stay where we are, and that's okay too. I'm not talking to you. Not talking to you, man. You know. For those of you that is meant for, it will land where it's supposed to land. I believe that with everything in me. Everything I love and adore is going to land where it's supposed to land. And that is my empowerment moment for this last day in January 2025. Continue to live on purpose. I love you all. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace, love. And I was about to say, y'all, but you know, love y'all.